Welcome, everybody. It's your boy, the Versace Stoner, and we're here with another episode of the VSW. Thank you. Always humbled by the overwhelming response of the fans. So today, we are going to talk a little bit about wrestling figures. Yeah, it's a broad subject. It goes all the way back from the 70s and 80s. We could start with LGNs and Hasbros, all the way to Mattel. But today, we are just going to talk a little bit about the AEW figures put out by Jazzware, the Unrivaled series, and this is pretty much what I'm going to be discussing today. And it's pretty much the figures that are hard to get right now. I don't understand the problem of why they're hard to get, whether it's distribution issues, production issues, or just not enough made, over demand, not enough supply. But, we got the first series, and it came with Cody, Chris Jericho, Brandy, Nick and Matt Jackson, and Kenny Omega. 2 chase figures, hard to find. The Jericho with the title and the Inner Circle shirt, and the Star Trek geared Cody. Extremely hard to find chase variants. It's rather extremely to find these in the store. I only know a handful of people that did. If you didn't order them from Ringside or find them in Walmart Fast, you were paying either our aftermarket prices on eBay or you're not getting them. And the prices rose very quickly. I've had people throw me offers of $100 or more for just my Brandy Rhodes. I guess there was a botch error with that. Not a lot of people got it in their sets, even through Ringside. So, that being said, it was very hard. And this set is probably my least favorite. All the characters are very pasty pale. The molds are not that good. The tones are horrible. The facials are just not there for me. And honestly, the real thing that isn't there for me is, I don't know how to really put it, but it's the standard, put it this way. Brandy Rhodes has no accessories whatsoever. It just comes plain in that set. But Jericho comes decked out with scarf, hat, 2 hands, a jacket. At least give us another hand set. Not every figure comes with the same amount of accessories or even accessories. It's very weird. It's not how WWE figures do it. Each Elite comes with something, at least a bare minimum, another set of hands. That's the one thing I don't really like about these figures. I don't know what to call it. There's no word to say it. I could say continuity or just a standard. But anyways, on to Series 2 that came out later, and this series was pretty good. A little bit better anyways. And this gave us Jon Moxley with the title. Now, if you didn't get the chase figure, which not a lot did, they did release another bit of bubbly figure. With Chris Jericho ringside, did a ringside exclusive. Chris Jericho came with the table. Chris Jericho, a little bit of bubbly shirt. 2 bottles of bubbly, of course. A little tray and platter, and an exclusive Jericho, and the title, rather. But now, in Series 2, the Jon Moxley comes with the title. Then you have Hangman Adam Page, MJF, which is probably my favorite in the set. He was also the chase variant with a different scarf. You got Ray Phoenix, Pentagon Jr., and Dustin Rhodes. Okay. Then, meanwhile, now Ringside released another Ringside exclusive, Blood Brothers, with another Cody Rhodes and Dustin Rhodes. figure. Bloodied from the Blood and Guts. Now Series 3 gets released, and this is probably one of my favorite series. And it's also one of my least favorite. You have Pac, which was an awesome mold, awesomely done. You have Rio, terrible mold. The face on it is terrible. I'm glad we have another female and we finally get the female title, but terribly made. In my opinion, it looks horrible. Orange Cassidy, perfect. On point. Darby Allin, great. And then weirdly, we get another Matt and Nick Jackson already in Series 3. We already get another Young Bucks figure. I'm not opposed to duplicates, but I am opposed early on duplicates. I mean, I was a Hasbro kid. I had them. I was also LGM, but I had Hasbros when I really started collecting and buying toys. And, I don't remember getting my second duplicate Hogan until much later and between my first. I get it. Maybe they wanted a different look, but again, it's not really necessary. Now Series 4 has been pre-released, and we're going to get Cody, Kenny, Sammy Ortiz, Santana, and Matt Hardy. I mean, I don't know how I feel about this. Again, another Cody Rhodes, another Kenny Omega. Sammy Ortiz is awesome, great. Santana, great. Matt Hardy, excited for it. That'll be the first AEW Matt Hardy figure. That's just as good as anything. And then we have another Cody getting released again. And this one is going to be with another ringside exclusive. And it'll have the USA title. And with that, it will be coming out around when Series 4 is released. Is it Cody overboard? A little bit. It was also announced that Unrivaled will be getting a second line of figures. I forget the name of it. It's going to be like the Dark Line or something. Unmatched, maybe. And basically it'll be the lesser known guys. And they're going to put those out every other month, alternating months. And it was talked about Britt Baker being in that line with another, you guessed it, Cody Rhodes figure. Why, I don't know. By the end of the year, we'll probably have 60 Cody Rhodes. They did, however, also announce another thing that they were doing Series 5, and I saw that we have, getting a Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, which is awesome, but we're also getting another Moxley, and again, I get it, these guys want other figures put out. Everything's situational nowadays. Their shirts are all situational. One match, one line. They make a shirt, it becomes a thing, it becomes a fad. Either it catches on or it doesn't. A little bit of bubbly, blue out of control. Other things don't. I don't know if we need that in wrestling figures. WWE does the same thing. We get a lot of the same guys doing a lot of the same, wearing a lot of the same gear even. But WWE has also been around a lot longer. They've had these figures going on. They're on Series 85 or 86 on the Elites alone. That doesn't even include their basic figures and other things. So, of course, we're going to see duplicates. But already we're seeing duplicates in early series of AEW. Kind of makes me worried. I mean, when we haven't even seen a lot of the other roster. I'd love to see the Dark Order made. I would love to see a lot of these guys made into action figures. They deserve it. They're on TV. They're fighting hard for it. Put them into figure form. I don't get it. I don't know why we need duplicates, but like I said, I'm not opposed to them down the line, especially if the gimmick changes. If the gimmick changes, then it's a necessity. You always want the most up-to-date gimmick for the figures, but if the gimmick is the same and it's just a change of clothes, there's no point. So early on. especially in these. I could see Hasbro doing it because their figures could only do one move. The Hogan only did, just the body slam. So the second Hogan did the punch. Well, actually, no, that was the third Hogan that did the punch. The second Hogan did the arm squeeze. So you ended up with like 3 Hogans in total. Already Cody has more figures than Hulk Hogan did for Hasbro. It's kind of a scary thought. But anyways, the rise of Cody Rhodes. And I'm a Cody fan anyways, but I'm just saying it's going to get to a little bit overboard, and you're going to be seeing his figures, I feel, left behind at a lot of retail stores, if these ever do. They keep saying they're at Target. They keep saying they're at Walmart. I haven't yet to see them at Walmart. I found the belt. I found the basic ring. No figures. I've seen some people have, and that's great. I have not seen them at Target either. Shelf tags, yes, I see the shelf tag. It says AEW Unrivaled, but the shelf is completely empty or filled with WWE figures, meaning they haven't either got them in or they got them in and they sold out. So soon, hopefully these become more available to the public. Be a little bit more fun to collect and chase after rather than having to scurry onto ringside, pre-order them before they, go out of stock, basically, and you're at the mercy at the scalpers. Again, I could talk about toys all day. I'm a big toy fan when it comes to the wrestling world. I just wanted to kind of touch on the Unrivaled series and AEW figures and my little opinion on them. I think eventually when they get things settled and if the pandemic wasn't there and the manufacturing was on point and the rollout was smooth, I think it would have been a lot better. I think, Walmart's would have been stocked across the country. This just wasn't the case. So with the shortage, it's interesting to see what gets released, and what's going to be released to Target. Are they going to release the old ones again, Series 1, 2, and 3, or is that it? Will the people that didn't get them not be able to? Only time will tell, I guess. But, so that's this episode of the VSW. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm your host of Versace Stoner. You guys have a great evening. Versace out.